Hey yo 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 yo! It is DJ Fermi back once again at the LB Heavy Nothing Can Save Ya, doing the WoW leveling contest allegedly. Hey yo! Apparently D-Live has a contest for people who are playing WoW. First mage, level 60 on the Alliance. Get myself a Ninjini. Why not go for it? I'm leveling anyways. I might as well just stream it. Apparently, the guy I was watching, he doesn't have his videos on here anymore. Oh. Wrong stream open. There we go. Allow me to turn on my chat interface too, so I can see what the audience says. So hey yo everybody, it's DJ Fermi. I am AoE grinding on my gnome mage. I'm currently level 30. And I'm having a lot of fun playing World of Warcraft. I'm glad they re-released this game. There we go, finish him off. Grab all the loot I got from AoE grinding all these guys. I've been making a ton of money and getting lots of good drops doing this. Right here is this pole's ready for me. Try to get it before these two nerds are doing their stuff. Yeah, they should be getting swamped on right now. Alright. I'm going to try to pull this far guy, get these 5, line them up, and kind of keep it in this area. There we go. Nice pull. 5 people. Oof. A little too far to my left there. A little too not comfortable with that. Circle around. Come on, grouped up. There we go. Whoa! I'm not ready for this. Oh, my wife's home. Yo, 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 honey. Yes. 1 second. I just need to finish killing this thing. I let her out. I went upstairs in our room. So, alright, let's get back to this. Oh, this other asshole mage is stealing all my shit.
Reaching out to hurting people.
And you know who's partly to blame for this is Rogan. Now, this is a little clip that somebody put up. When Joe Rogan got way too high, remember, this is the intellectual guy. This is the guy who has all the thinkers of the world on.
You know, there's people that like real. They'll play something for you. Like they'll play the Beatles, like Lucy in the Sky with Diamonds. You put on some headphones and listen to Lucy. Smoke a joint. Put on some headphones and listen to a song that was created by the first wave of British superstars.
Look, okay, first off, everybody had an older cousin who smoked weed, and this is what Joe Rogan is in this,
I
right?
haven't been this high.
I don't think I've
honestly,
ever been this high. Maybe the first time I got high was the last time I was this high.
No, there have been times in my adult life where you get the right combo of stuff, and you're like,
You get good wax or something and take, yeah.
but it's been a really, but no, I mean, you'd have to have wax and edibles. It'd have to be one of those weird nights.
Yeah, but if
where you're like at a hotel, with, like out of town on something, and you've got the rest of the night off, and you're like gobble gobble and wax, and you're like.
October's my favorite too, because for the last 3 years, Rogan has done, or this will be the third year he does that sober October where he actually doesn't do weed or anything. He is so cranky and so angry. Watch, mark my words. You guys are going to be sending me clips now in October when we do the sober October thing.
Pink Trip's gonna be a busy boy. I did it. Everything. Would you stop harassing me, Jamie? And he's gonna be like, just clipping it up.
Why is the clipping so? Jamie, stop clicking your mouse so loud. And just he is a grump. I'm gonna say it.
And cut. Hey, Jamie, did we actually cut this time? Unlike when we did literally
Fucking loser.
the most important show we ever did.
Also, Jamie, you need to uproot your life because we are moving to Idaho, and that means you gotta come with me. What are you gonna work on?
I want to see Bill
with Red Band.
I want to see the Joe Rogan sober October where he just snaps like Bill O'Reilly. Fucking thing sucks.
Yeah, he is a grumpy goose. I'm gonna say it. I'll be the first. Listen, pardon my language, YouTube, but I'm gonna say it. I don't care if you ban me. He's a grumpy goose in October.
They came to America and they're on acid, and they're saying about Lucy in the Sky with Diamonds, and it's amazing. It's
What? Do you understand, right? If I met, like, before I said, hey, like, when I party or I got some friends coming, you meet this friend of mine. He's a cool dude, right? And you introduced me to somebody, and that was what they were talking about later on. Within minutes, I would go up to.
That's it.
More laundry?
No other laundry. Besides a shirt on my back. Oh yeah, by the way, I'm streaming, Mom. Just letting you know that you walked on camera. Sorry about that. Fucking hey, this blanket. My cuddle blanket.
Royce can go, I fucking hate this guy.
This guy's
I hate this person. I don't know what.
terrible.
I hate him. I hate everything about this person.
Superstars that came to America and they're on acid, and they're saying about Lucy in the sky with diamonds, and it's amazing.
It's amazing.
It's amazing.
That's amazing. You said a whole truckload of words, and none of them made any sense.
Do that.
Who's the guest, by the way? Notice this is 58 minutes of nobody talking to him.
It just cuts to Brian Callen like, cool.
Can I promote my Amazon special that I had to do on Amazon because Brennan made me? Did you see that?
Go back.
Did you see that? Hold on, it's even longer than that. Let me start here.
Do that.
Right now? Do you want
6 seconds.
Dude, that's more than weed.
6 seconds.
That's more than weed.
You think a little too much kombucha?
That's not weed.
I'm telling you, man. That
If maybe
It's too much alpha brain.
If you told me maybe this was coming right off sober October, maybe.
because if I quit weed for a month and then I got stoned, I'd be like that. Or it means I'd be on something else.
That was, dude.
That's me, honestly. Like back when I was doing Percocets a lot.
Back when I was trying to be a little wannabe Mac Miller.
Dead?
Well, I did want to really be dead.
When I got up to like
2, 3, and then finally like 3, 4 Percocet a day, I could see tail end of the day me at home being a little like still fine, but like just having a conversation and being like, you know, like think about that.
You know, you're like right this second, think about it. Yeah.
Think about what? I forgot.
Let's hear that quiet again. I got to hear one more
It's
time.
really funny.
Do that.
Oof. Right now? Do you want us to do it right now?
Just think.
I
wanna
fucked up
think
big
about
time
this
in
for a
my game
second.
right now. I'm
Why do
telling
you
my
only gotta
guild.
let me clean and take a little break before you
So-
do stuff. You can't get mad. It's like when you come home and you wanna.
Check this out. I found this amazing, like, necklace, spectral necklace of the bear. I found it while grinding, and I thought I put it on the auction house for 5 gold, and I never got my 5 gold. I opened up a GM ticket, and I was filling out like, hey, I never got my item. What happened to it? Sometimes they get deleted. I'm telling my guild about this, and it turns out the GM said I listed it for 5 silver.
No.
Oh. Everyone's in chat's like, oof. Oof. Big oof. Ouch. GM Lion took your gold. Oof. Dude, I was supposed to be 5 gold richer. I have 14 gold. I should be at 19. But whatever. That's my story. I'm fucking live on stream,
I'm
Mom.
sorry, I was working all day and I had a little meeting. I left work when you left work and I have one later than you for Lowe's. I got free headset.
Also, I don't want my character to die. I'm live in the game.
I'm gonna kill your character.
Dude.
That's my plan. I'm distracting you so I can secretly kill your character.
Because you already did that once.
No, but I'm gonna kill your character.
Great. And someone else is here in my fucking AoE grinding spot. I'm about ready to. He's a dick. The shitty thing about sharing an AoE grinding spot is we're both going to be here forever. Fuck. Run away, run away, run away.
Just imagine.
He just wants to play in his imagination while he's live. You're doing a show, Joe. Joe, come back to reality.
Millions
Joe,
of people.
This is your
Millions
job.
of people are watching,
This
Joe.
is your job. If I were this high and this checked out during one episode of the show,
I would have to hear it from him the rest of the day.
Yes. Yes,
like,
you would.
If I was this like, are you gonna do anything or what are you doing?
Apparently, Rogan and Duncan admitted that they were on shrooms in this podcast.
Oh,
That makes sense.
Makes sense.
That absolutely makes sense.
And I mean, do what you want, I guess. I don't care. But if we were doing shrooms on YouTube, we would get a strike. Like, you know what I mean? And I'm not saying I don't want Joe to get a strike. I don't care. Give a fuck, right? But you're putting out a product, right? You have advertisers, right? And can you imagine if tomorrow Tucker showed up on acid? Like, that would be a big deal. You know what I mean?
What if Tucker's been taking acid this whole time and that's why he's just so woke?
He's just fucking waking up.
He's just been taking acid ever since he started getting his trust fund money. Opening up that third eye.
Yeah, so apparently somebody says shrooms are... And, you know, even still, though, I've done shrooms, and I don't get like that.
And by the way,
I get giggly.
Mark S says it makes for boring radio.
It can make for good radio. Remember years ago we had somebody take shrooms.
Oh yeah.
But I didn't take shrooms.
You need people that are sober.
And then we competed in trivia.
Right.
I lost. And
Yeah.
That was funny.
Like, that was a funny bit.
Because I lost the trivia. The guy was out of his mind on shrooms.
But one guy was out of his mind on shrooms, and it was like a peripheral person. It wasn't none of the main hosts. It's not like everybody ate shrooms.
And then one of those, fuck it, dude.
It was all right, as a goof, we're gonna put this one guy on a
Shitload of mushrooms. And then I'm going to see if I can beat him in trivia.
Yeah. So, anyways, just to think, by the way, for the whole weed culture thing.
L.A. is a cesspool.
I would never. Even the people that live there, like Rogan's trying to move out. Ben Shapiro's been talking about moving to Texas too. They make their nut there, right? And then they're like, I gotta leave this fucking shit.
But then they bring the parasites with them.
Exactly. That's how you get cities like Houston that are turning into like these liberal cesspools in places that you wouldn't.
You
think
go
of.
and you move into a place that has bed bugs, and then you want to come back here and bring bed bugs with you.
Yeah, no, keep your bed bugs in LA. Like, go over there. And the problem, Rogan is big enough that wherever he moves, people will fly to be on Rogan. Like, people, yeah, I guess I'll fly to Boise. You know, maybe flights to Boise will get cheaper. That's about the only upside I could think. I think he was talking about Idaho or Colorado. I'm going to lean towards Colorado. Colorado makes more sense for him because that's still kind of a more hippier place where he can still live in the mountains and smoke his weed.
And shoot elk with bows.
And shoot out, yeah, with bows. And by the way, from what I've heard, because he does a lot of these bow hunting shows or whatever, he's really bad at it. Like, you know, obviously compared to me and you, he's probably a fucking way better at fucking. But other people that actually do it are like, yeah, he sucks. Like, there's shows you can watch him on hunting, he doesn't catch anything. Like, he's terrible at it.
I think the Red Bar people are trying to start a rumor that he buys all his meats that he shows on Instagram from like Omaha Steaks. Like everybody's trying to get the rumor going that he's not good at bow hunting and he's never killed an elk and none of that's his meat. Because he's always like, oh, we're eating some elk steaks. And then you can always see comments now, that's Omaha Steaks.
That's Omaha Steaks.
It's a known fact in the comedy community that Joe Rogan buys these from Omaha Steaks and then lies.
Yeah, Joe Rogan's a dude who's an alpha in LA, but if you were to move to like another place in the Midwest, he'd be like, get out of here. You're not a real hunter, Rogan. Fucking shut up.
Nobody with a lot of money is a real hunter.
No, you know what? It's a really good point.
Nobody with money in it.
You go on a safari that you use a shotgun and kill a lion. That's not really gangster as fuck as, you know. Like there's legit Africans that are still like carving a spear together and being like, I'm gonna go get this fucking tiger today.
Or we'll die.
Yeah, that's a fucking hunter.
Yeah. Or we're gonna die. Jake, $5.
Or the dudes that do the pull bows. Those are hunters.
Yeah.
I'll accept the people that do the actual pull bows because those are hard.
Jake, $5, ROTC for life. Of course, he spelled it with a Y because we're cool. And those are the donations there.
Thank you, very cool.
Thanks. It's awesome. Let me read this quick story before we go.
Bro, it's like put Lucy in the sky. Think about that.
The thing is, it's not even like, okay, look, maybe he was on shrooms. Probably on shrooms and weed and whatever, and that's fine. It's still the things, like, doing shrooms with Joe Rogan is like doing shrooms with Joe Coletta. You're going to watch something hack. Like the time we did shrooms with Joe Coletta, and he goes, hey, man, we're going to watch The Wall. And I'm like, do we have to? Yeah. Can we just, like, enjoy ourselves?
Absolutely ruin the trip.
It was just terrible.
Because it's a gloomy fucking movie about fascism and
hammer,
a guy who gets
hammers.
lost in the world and loses himself. And it's like, it's sad. It's not an upbeat film. Like, I'd rather watch Guardians of the Galaxy on shrooms.
That would be great. Why didn't we do that?
Because nobody listened to me.
Yeah, you're right. From the Daily Mail.
Well, because he was on vacation. To be fair, it was his vacation.
It was vacation.
Like, all right, let's
we'll watch it. It was terrible. It was terrible. After that, I just wanted to go to sleep. Mike, you sent me this because we were talking about Doug Benson. And what is, okay, first off, what is this? This is a Rorschach test for stoners featuring Doug Benson?
Yes.
Hold on. This is Comedy Central, right? Is that what I'm reading correctly? It's Comedy Central.
But not Comedy Central's official.
It's their secondary site, Comedy Central Originals. It's like a YouTube channel. It's YouTube exclusive Comedy Central content.
Okay, so it's
Another network trying to
hop
That will
on
never
the
get
bandwagon.
demonetized or censored in any way.
So this video, now you would think though it's Comedy Central, it's still pulling some fucking number. You could tell it's not big either because they don't even have the subscriber count.
Nope.
And it's
This
been up
video's been up since August 29th. It
5
only
days,
has
6 days.
4,600 views.
Yep.
So,
But Doug Benson's a big name. Why isn't it pulling in the views? I get it, weed.
Yeah, Shanks for smoking. See, get it? Because it's Sarah Weinshank. She's
Irish name? Yeah. Okay.
yeah.
Not enough Irish people in Hollywood.
Of
Thank
the,
God.
of the County Cork Weinshanks.
Of course, yeah.
Sarah Weinshank is a Jewish lady, comedian.
Okay.
Comedian, I believe.
Comedian.
Yes, who was trolled once. Remember when I told you that I saw a clip in a Facebook group? I think it might have been the Red Bar people, where somebody was trolling her and they said, "Wow, Sarah, you look very Jewish today," and she just shut down.
Oh,
Got
really?
pissed
She
and
freaked
banned.
out?
She was pissed. Like, not like yelling, but like really like, "Wow, okay, I don't know what that comment's about. You're banned." Like, she was annoyed at it. That's all they said. "Wow, Sarah, you look very Jewish today." Anyway, she's doing a show called Shanks for It's all weed, dude. Like, we smoke weed, and we interview people and talk about weed. Comedians, man, just talking about weed. This show would have been hacked 10 years ago.
This is again, weed culture is the worst. Cheech and Chong, when would Cheech and Chong come out? In the 70s, right? Am I correct by saying Cheech and Chong were the 70s?
I think so.
Okay. Why are we still doing that kind of humor? I don't understand. Is there a market for this?
Hey, remember, Dave's not here, man. He's so high that he doesn't know it's Dave on the other.
Yeah, I know.
The bit is that he was so high.
I got the bit, man. This is Doug
Jim
Benson.
Edwards calling her Psych Ward Shank.
Okay, so this is another just one of these pre-manufactured comics that they're trying to push on us. Like, you know, they do that from time to time. Comedy Central will specifically, everyone does it, but Comedy Central has been the king at this, where they'll just grab someone and they'll be like, I mean, she's mildly attractive and she smokes weed. Can we make something out of it? Look, guys, we're never going to get the Chappelle Show back. Key and Peele are gone. So we have to fill our time somehow. So let's just find one of these generic bitches, throw him on here with Doug Benson, who, look, man, 4,600 views.
Well, you understand that LA is now taking over comedy.
Oh, yeah.
And most comics now that they're pushing on us are either thoughts, who like that spend most of their time on Instagram posting thought photos with like wacky captions.
Yeah.
It's like, she's a comedian. Or it's aging like 45-year-old wiggers that are still trying to pretend to be into like new culture, and it's like, you're an old, can you stop? Like, it's either dudes trying to be cool or chicks being thoughts, neither of which is funny. Hollywood is like a mind virus, just ruined comedy.
Yeah, watch Broad City if you don't think comedy's dead. All right, sorry, let's play this. So there's a Rorschach test for stoners featuring Doug Benson. Shanks for smoking.
This looks like something you'd never want a doctor to be like tapping on, telling you about.
Welcome to Shanks for Smoking, the most whimsical weed show on the internet.
First of all, the most what weed show?
Whimsical.
The most what?
Whimsical. Owen would love this.
That's our thing. Whimsy is our thing.
Whimsical weed show on the internet. Today, I'm super excited to introduce our guest, cannabis comedian and my good friend. You'll recognize
Imagine
him
me
from
known as
Look, we're pausing a
cannabis
lot
comedian.
here. Yeah, sorry, we're going to be pausing a lot here. Cannabis comedian?
Literally any non-hack would go, it's just comedian.
It's just
Am I
comedian,
correct?
please.
No,
Thank
it's
you.
just comedian.
Do you know what that's like saying? That's like saying, and a famous black comedian, Kevin Hart's joining me.
Imagine
No,
that.
but that's what that is, right?
Or no, if you pulled that shit on him or like Dave Chappelle, they would be like, yeah,
I'm just a comic.
you don't have to. The other part. Really
No
not.
adjectives, please.
Yeah, like I can do any comedy. You know what I mean? Like, come on.
Doug loves movies and getting Doug with high. Doug Benson, everybody.
Hello. Yes, you'll recognize me from my audio podcast.
Yay! It's time for our weed wheel.
I'm so excited to spin the wheel.
I'm so excited. Your hand is resting on there.
It's just noise, right? Now, first of all, we can agree here, right? Chemistry is outrageous. It's through the roof.
Yeah, these guys, they should, maybe it'll be a permanent thing, you know, because they're so good together.
That yay was one of the, like, you should never hit a woman. Let me just, I want to say that, right?
Oh, boy.
But that noise really made me want to hit a woman. I don't know. It was just the noise. I'm not saying to hit it. It's just that noise.
If my dryer made that noise, I'd replace it.
What I'm saying is that noise, if that noise went on for another 2.5 seconds, in IRL, I would have had to have hit her. Go, stop.
Why is she dressed like Cowboy Curtis from Pee Wee Herman?
Right? What an amazing Lawrence Fishburne reference.
Yeah, fucking come on, man.
Cowboy Curtis.
Yeah.
There's
be
no
anticipation.
options on here
She's
that
dressed
I
like
just-
Lil
that I
Nas
didn't want.
X.
Gay? You think he's sick of doing Old Town Road yet?
Hang
No
on.
options on-
Hang on. Let's hear what Jew Jarrett has to say.
Oh,
There's
be
no.
anticipation.
Listen
there's
here,
no-
slapnuts. I'm here to smoke weed on the internet.
Options on here that I wouldn't want right now.
That's why you're the perfect guest. Okay, 1, 2, 3. Let's see.
Oh my
Yes.
goodness, that was broken. I'm so
Say
excited.
yes more. By the way,
Yes.
neither one of these two want to be there.
No, of course not. This is a paycheck. That's all this is. This is a paycheck. And the other thing that Doug is very revealing, he goes, my audio-only podcast. Why are you still doing an audio-only podcast, Doug? Everybody's moved over, right, to video. Like,
Because
everybody.
nobody wants to look at Doug Benson.
Nobody wants to look at Anthony Cumia, and he's doing great.
Come on, Apple.
Yay! Apple!
Here it comes, straight from the ocean.
Remember, this guy says that you need to be kinder and a more gentler comedian. Cannabis comedian. Doug Benson.
That's
How
right.
you doing?
Hello, hey guys.
This is Carl.
He matches the room.
Doesn't he?
Yeah, he really fits into this room.
Enjoy.
Thank you.
It's an organic
It's so
apple.
wacky, dude. This whole show is so. I'm laughing on this hard. I'm laughing because I relate to this because I'm like weed, dude.
Yeah,
Weed's so
I know,
cool.
it's crazy because when you smoke weed, you become functionally retarded, apparently. But you notice that? Like,
No, that's just when you move to Los Angeles.
you're right. No, but these cannabis comedians, these weed shows, they're still treating weed like you go, oh man, dude, where's my car? That's not really what happens, man.
And Bobby Blackbeard says there's no real enthusiasm. It's just yelling and annoying. If you notice, right, with this and with like Vice and with like Vox and a lot of this new media and these new comics, everything is taken on like the aesthetic and the vibe of a children's show, right? Like they're
Yeah.
treating us like children now. Everything is bright colors and a lot of yelling and a lot of noises and moving things.
It
But
looks like
nobody's
Zoe-
actually. But like Dave Chappelle goes up and he tells jokes for an hour and everybody loses their fucking minds.
Yeah.
Like the Joker is loose and he's blowing up ships full of people. It's insane to me.
Oh, you know, you asked me yesterday, Dave Chappelle, somebody had an answer why he was wearing the jumpsuit. His character in Half Baked was a janitor, and he was wearing a jumpsuit.
Okay.
So that's what, it wasn't out of nowhere, apparently. Apparently, he's done it before. He just wears a jumpsuit because he's like, it's easier.
That's funny.
Yeah.
But
And
like you get my point, right?
Yeah.
It's all like this is to adults, but it's like, hey, we have no chemistry or jokes, but yeah, let's smoke weed. Woo, woo, woo. Let's do this. Let's spin a wheel. Let's make some noise. Let's move here, because we got nothing. But Dave Chappelle goes up there and he's like, man, trains.
You're right. It's like it's like shaking keys in front of a kid is what this is. This looks like they're doing the show from Zoe Deschanel's apartment, presumably.
Okay.
Thanks, Carl.
Is there such a thing as inorganic apples?
Yeah.
Get it? No, seriously, I don't get it. I'm asking.
Ones that are made through devious means?
GMO apples.
Are they making this? Are they making a pipe out of an apple to smoke weed?
wheel.
First off, you're in LA, so all the weed there's legal, and you can walk in anywhere you want and get a pipe. Like, it's this. There's no need for this. You're in your 40s, Doug.
What's the weirdest thing you've ever made a piece out of or a pipe out of?
Well, I just do apples. I don't really try other things. Every once in a while, some fool says, you know, you can do an orange if you freeze it first. Hang on, everybody. I'm gonna freeze an orange for a few hours.
I love that you're just going with a classic Bic pen for this.
Well, you know, that's the thing is when I'm on the road, every hotel has pens and apples.
What is the worst gift you've ever?
Yeah, and every place you go has gas stations with rolling papers. You know, like this. You're.
By the way, this is a lie. He uses a pipe.
Of course he
It's
does.
A lie. It's,
Yeah.
The whole thing is just, yeah, I use apples because I'm quirky, dude. I'm like an artistic weirdo.
Ever received?
I'd probably say the gift of life.
The gift of life?
Yeah, I wish I wasn't born.
What's your least favorite holiday?
Ooh.
Not Hanukkah.
So, again, another desperate attempt by an aging woman to cling to comedy and to do a show. They talk about everything about this is derivative. We're going to bring in another comedian, right? We're going to set this whole thing up weed-based, and then I'm just going to ask random questions. Nobody cares. Like we're on speed dating. And none of this matters. Nobody cares. There's no consequence. There's nothing. There's no substance to this.
Well, it is like speed dating, but at the end, we're the only ones who get fucked.
There's only a couple of good ones.
Right?
Most of them are bullshit. I'm gonna get controversial.
I was hoping you would.
I'm going Thanksgiving.
What?
Yeah.
Okay, why?
This last year, anybody I know that has a family had a miserable Thanksgiving because of political.
Do you have a family, Doug?
Discussion at the table. This is ready to go, by the way.
Oh, yes.
Oh, you get the fresh.
You're already smoking weed.
Smoking
you need
more
to smoke
weed.
more weed?
They gotta smoke some weed while they smoke weed, Royce. God, you're so stupid.
This is so fucking
Royce is
cringe.
Royce is, you know
this
what you are?
is so cringe.
Can I be honest with you, man? You're kind of a square, dude.
Am I a narc?
You're fucking, yeah, you're not cool. You're not cool. You guys are cool.
Mike, at the end of this, I might just quit smoking weed altogether just because this makes me so mad.
I won't.
No, you-
This makes me need to smoke more.
More, yes, a good point.
just not go, hey, check out the show where me and Royce smoke weed, dude. It's like
And if
retarded.
we, by the way, if we smoked weed on the air the entire show, we'd probably get an adult rating on our show. Unlike, you know what I mean? They would hit us with something.
Yeah, they would probably hit us with a strike.
Yeah.
For using drugs on the air, because they just don't.
Can't even vape on Mixer.
You get the
You're
first.
the
You're the
host.
guest. You're my guest.
Host.
Yes.
Host.
Okay, I'll go first just so that we don't have to
You get-
continue the back and forth.
You get
Yeah, because you guys have had no back and forth this entire time.
greens, as we like to say.
Yes. Is there a carb?
No, but you know what? You can put a carb
Just
into
right
those,
down
but
here.
I find it unnecessary.
All right.
Yeah. You know, eventually it starts to get gross. By eventually, I mean, you know, a few
Pretty
hours.
immediately. I think it's.
What was funny about that? Why was she laughing at that? What was funny about that?
That was what we call a nervous laugh. When you know that your segment and your show and this whole thing is going nowhere, and you're like,
It's time for us to bring out Carl. Carl!
On my way.
squeaky Jewish
you.
girl with a vocal fry. I hate her.
But what's happened to Comedy Central, just like in the past, like 10 years, has been really sad. Like, I was thinking about this. Like, Comedy Central used to have The Chappelle Show, Key and Peele, Reno 911. Like, you know what I mean? Like, it used to have good, legitimately funny shows when they just kind of, when nobody cared about Comedy Central and it was still Penn Jillette doing the voiceovers for it. And they were like, I don't know, man, just do whatever you want. We don't care. Like, no one's watching anyway.
It eventually became too big for its britches.
I
Like,
think
it
that's
became
what
a
it is.
powerhouse, and it's
Yeah.
like we're a network now. But like it was fucking, dude. Everything I watched was on Comedy Central at one point.
Yeah. And they used to have good shows.
That's the thing about when your fin is tight like that.
Yeah, it gets me a
Hard to
little,
walk quickly.
little limited. But in the ocean, you should see me. I'm almost like a fish. So we got Rorschach tests. They're like Rorschach, but they're vape clouds. So they're.
Huh? So no, Royce,
Why
don't
did you
get
do
me.
this, man? I don't want to have a bad day.
So because it's Sarah Weinshank.
No, I got it.
Rorschach
I got
on
it.
the shanks for smoking.
I wish Rorschach were walking in there and start breaking fingers.
I wish I was in jail getting shanked.
Yeah.
Rorschach test. You can tell a lot about a person by what they see in the Rorschach.
Could you come back and tell us what you've discovered about us?
I would love to.
You guys are fucking terrible. I'll tell you right now.
All right.
Yeah, we'll just call him out.
Yeah.
Do you want me to give you a card first? All right. Whoa.
I mean, I guess I kind of see that it might be like a ghost robot.
A ghost robot?
Yeah, like here's the eyes and the mouth, and it's it's open.
So they're just riffing. They're riffing on. They're good. Like you could just they can improv like bop 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 riffing, riff.
It's it's weird, man, because they're cutting down these guys. Going to go back to Chappelle. They're cutting down Chappelle. They're cutting down Louis C.K. All the ones that are still coming in and just cracking the ball out of the park, and then they're being replaced by all these people that they don't even want to be there.
No, you're right.
This is misery. These are two miserable people.
Yeah, none of these people are happy.
And well, Sarah Weinshank is known to be.
Really?
She's just like she's just again, and another one lately. We talk about Sarah Silverman. All these LA comics are so miserable, and it shows now. They're not having fun anymore. Like Dave Chappelle, say what you want, he was having fun up there. Louis C.K. when he finally got back up on stage, was having fun again. These people are not enjoying it. They just want fame and money. They don't actually want to do the thing. Art.
And you know what I think Comedy Central hasn't thought of with this new network, since it's so small and it's not getting a lot of views? If somebody were to, because like for example, this video has 242 upvotes and now 20 downvotes. If somebody were to, I don't know, like look, hey Mike, you know what I'm gonna do for you so you don't lose it? I'm gonna post a link to this video in our chat. Just easier for me, right?
Of course.
And if you want to, like later, maybe upvote it down, but to be fair, obviously, we're going to be fair here. Maybe leave a little comment. 242 upvotes. That seems like a lot. That seems like a lot.
But now, because it's angry and it's got the ability to make itself invisible. What do you think?
I'm
What?
seeing
It's really funny, dude.
boobs. Is that like
These are
does that
boobs right
mean I'm
here?
perverted?
This is like Cleve.
Yeah.
This is the whole
Yeah,
Cleve situation, right?
Right?
And then this is the neck,
Yeah,
and that's
this
the
is
bottom of the head.
collarbone.
Wait,
Danny Saint. It's hard to have fun because of who the president is, guys. It's right. But that's the other
What it
thing,
is.
too. All of these people are these, all of their joke, Doug Benson, everybody on Comedy Central is basically drumpity drump. That's all their humor. That's all their humor is now. There's an entire generation of comics that are never going to be funny because, number one, they're not going to be allowed to, right? If you want to be in these circles, if you want to be in this LA circle jerk, or be at the new Cellar table, which would just be a fucking high chair now compared to the legends that used to sit there, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
They're never going to be this is not, and I always say this is not a sustainable thing. All these new comics are building their careers on things that aren't sustainable. You can't be weed comic your whole life. Look at Doug Benson. It's sad. It's sad to be a Doug Benson in 2019. It's not something I wouldn't even go, hey man, I met Doug Benson. I wouldn't care. I'd be like, I don't care. I'm not gonna tell you that I met Doug Benson. Who gives a shit?
Doug Benson could be sitting across from this table.
No. Weed comedy.
I would have to power through that energy.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I mean? We would have to really be like, we're not making this a full hour, right? Now we're gonna go, what, 20 minutes?
Like those times we cut our interview short because we're like, this isn't working.
20 minutes.
But then, or they'll build their career on hating Donald Trump. Look, realistically speaking, Trump's, for you guys, at best, going to be president 1 more year. At worst, 5 more years, right? But after that, what are you going to build your career on? Like, you can't build it on fleeting things like Trump is bad. Like, you can't build it on that. It's not sustainable. But there's an entire generation of comedians, not only now, but that are coming up, that it's just either weed. Like, I'm sure you have friends too. I have New York comic, open mic comics friends that their pictures are either of how fucking a terrible meme about how terrible Drumpf is, or pictures of their fat nugs. You know, they're, hey man, look at this weed. Look at this. Look how good this nug. Like, that's not something you could build in. You have to actually have talent. You have to be insightful. You know,
everything is weed or fuck Trump, like you said. It's the old what Sam Hyde said about like female comics. It's all like my fucking pussy farts and my, I fucking suck my stepdad's dick and fucking.
You're right.
Like there's no. But and then again, you have a guy like Chappelle go up, and I'll agree that Chappelle's special was not an A+ special. It wasn't. It was great. It was good, but it was not an A+. It was not a people aren't gonna look back at Sticks and Stones like the way they look at like fucking Class Clown by George Carlin. You know what I mean? Like it was a great special, but it was on par for Dave Chappelle. But it's for in today's culture, it's an A+ special
I think that's
because
what you have to rate it on.
he's
That's
just
what it's
the
in.
only one doing comedy. It's like him and Louis and a handful.
And
of others.
Louis is not even really. Do you think Louis is going to get another special? He's not. Louis C.K.'s not getting another HBO special. It's not going to happen. You guys, Louis is still going to look. Louis is going to be fine for the rest of his life. Louis will probably start getting writing gigs again because he doesn't have to be in front. But Louis is not going to. Louis can't do his. Louis now goes to does stand up and he doesn't even announce that he's going, and there's still people that track him down to like yell at him in the audience, right? So what they did to Louis, I think, is almost unforgivable. Like I think Louis C.K. was on par where his trajectory was, because he was huge, but his trajectory was going where he would have been a legend. I think he would have been a Carlin. He would have been.
I think he still will be to certain people.
Right, but to certain people, but not like mass appeal like they had, for example, right? Because he's not allowed to. Like, I think Louis C.K. was, and somebody called him this, and I thought it was a good idea. Louis C.K. was like a secular prophet. Like, he was really good at analyzing what the fuck was going on in the world and like boiling it down to its core. Like his Louis C.K.'s last special was probably his best. Like, I think so. I don't think that he'll ever come back and be that. I want him to, don't get me wrong. I don't think he'll be allowed to. I don't think he will be allowed to. And they're, trust me, like you were talking about the other day, they're digging stuff on Chappelle too to let him not come back.
Yeah, that's just, again, we got to cancel everybody. But that's why, you know, and the thing I liked about Louis too is that despite the fact that they're trying to destroy him over these allegations, and then the fact that he's, you know, he is a leftist liberal.
Yeah.
But he's one of those old school guys that he's actually not a complete narcissist, and he's like honest, and he has some morals. So his comedy comes from a place of like, what is wrong with you? You know what I mean? Like pointing out shitty things. And I enjoyed him, and you know, whatever, dude. It's again the Sarah Silvermans of the world, who helped to foster that environment with Louis. He jerked off in front of Sarah Silverman like a bunch of times. Like,
oh, and she actually she said it herself, yeah, and she said she was fine with it.
So you all helped foster that environment. You couldn't wait to cut him down when it became time.
Yeah, to take him down, and they didn't want it. They didn't want it because, first off, the biggest comic in the world has to now be a lesbian woman. Like, just the optics of it look bad.
Might have been raped.
Might have been raped. You can't have, like, that's the problem, man. Dudes are just better at most things. We were talking about sports, right? Dudes, I'm not saying there's not funny female comics. There are. But if you look at a graph, statistically, dudes are better comics, right? Like, they just are. They just are.
There's 3 Sarah Wineshanks at least for every 1 Maria Bamford. And
Right.
That's an easy statistic.
That's a good. I like that. That's a good comparison because there is some good female comics. I'm not one of those guys who goes, "Oh, females." No, there's some females that are fucking really funny.
And then there's a lot of chicks that are like low key hilarious, and they work behind the scenes writing a lot, like that Weibel chick from Reno 911.
Yes, she's fucking great.
Kathy Kinney, I think her name is. She's fun. What's her face?
The chick from Workaholics is really funny.
She's funny, but like I don't know if she's a big writer.
She does. She's a She's a big writer.
But what's her face? Tina Fey.
Tina Fey's funny.
Who, by the way, lefty, whatever, but like really, you notice she has stayed far away from all that woke bullshit.
She's the one that they wanted her to apologize for something, and she was one of the few that I still give her credit to this day where she goes, "I'm not going to apologize." She goes, "If I apologize for this, I'm going to be apologizing forever." And she just wouldn't do it. And that's why you just never say sorry, you never apologize. I'm not Sarah Silverman, when she was writing for SNL, was a funny writer. You can't say she's not. Sarah Silverman was a writer for SNL, and she worked with when Norm was there, she worked with Sandler, Farley.
All these people went to Hollywood. They all got everything they wanted. Pot, fucking plastic surgery, money. They got everything they desired, and they're all profoundly unhappy people.
Of course.
And now they're all using their platforms to project their misery outward to the rest of America. And it shows, which is why shit like this isn't funny. All of these people have therapists and medication, and they're miserable, and they hate themselves, and they hate the country, and they hate everyone around them. And some of them are white and self-hating. It's like the weirdest shit.
I think the worst part about it is that, you know, comics that make it, like Sarah Silverman is actively trying to destroy the new Sarah Silvermans that are coming up. That's the stuff where I get upset. Like that's where I get really mad. It's like, look, man, if you want to become a woke comic, whatever, man, be a woke comic. I don't give a fuck. I'll make fun of you, but I don't care. But when you make it being cringy, doing AIDS jokes and all these fucking rape jokes like Sarah Silverman did, and now she is making an environment where you can't have another young Sarah Silverman come up. You'll never have another Chappelle. It won't happen. It won't be allowed to happen. You have to be a black woke comic. You'll never have another Louis C.K. I mean, unless there's some sort of weird, drastic changes in comedy, I don't know what it would take for that to happen. You're not going to have them anymore because, to me, the biggest sin of these people is not that they're woke now, it's not all the Trump jokes, it's not all them jerking each other off. The biggest sin, and I know I sound like a broken record, is they always close the door behind them. Mm-hmm. That's what enrages me. You guys come up, and you guys were the edgy comics, man. You guys were the one hanging out with Norton when he had his balls out and everybody's laughing. And now if somebody did that, they'd be sexual assault. He took his testicles out in front of me. And I'm just a fair-weathered comic and I can't stand it. Like, they close their door behind them. They say, you're not allowed to be funny. You're not allowed to do this anymore. I don't give a shit if I came up like this. Society has changed and nobody else can do it. And that, to me, is the gravest sin of all with these fucking comics. The fucking humor that built Comedy Central, they're actively destroying it.
Yeah.
They're actively destroying it.
They can't replay any of their early shit now.
No,
They have a worthless tape library that they can't have.
The
anymore.
only place you could watch Reno, you can't watch, like, all the old shows on Comedy Central, you could usually watch them on their website. You can't watch old Reno on their website. You can't watch any of that stuff because it's something that is not allowed. And to me, and to me, I've always said,
Get up to $3,000 for a baby, even if it's Chinese.
Dude, it's so good.
It's so
You wouldn't
good.
leave a high-end radio in your car. Why are you going to leave a kid? It was so good.
I like the one where they had the HR person come in and they were all using racial slurs for like an entire scene. It was just getting bleep the entire time.
Dude.
And they were using it so matter of fact. What if I say bleep and then, like, you know, because sometimes you pull over a black guy and it's like bleep. It's just like, you know, or like these, you know, it's Hispanics, you know, sometimes you say like bleep or bleep and they were just bleeping out everything, but they were saying it in the scenes. I remember the DVD having the words. They were saying the words.
Yeah, I know. If you watch, actually, the streams where I get it from too are from the DVDs, so they're all uncensored. And yeah, they were actually saying the words. They weren't like mouthing it. They were actually saying it because it was fucking funny. Look, here, for example, I always say this.
What if someone says, which nigger took the last donut?
That would be wild.
That's wildly inappropriate.
That was a Comedy Central.
I have that memorized for 10 years now because the first time I ever saw that scene, I couldn't get out of my head Dangle's react. It was so it was etched in my, that would be wildly inappropriate.
You can't do that. Okay, that's what Comedy Central used to have.
So calmly he answers it. That would be wild.
Let's see what they have now.
Hey, this is supposed to be yours, not mine.
I see nothing
We're
but
not supposed to
titties on
both
this
figure
one.
it out.
Yeah, because hey, dude, you know what makes girls cool too? When they like titties.
Bye-bye, boobies.
It's all thoughts. It's
Oh,
just thoughts
dang.
And they're notice they're jump cutting this too. There's a lot of jump cuts. So this is the
good
best.
stuff.
Exactly.
This is the good stuff.
This is the cream of
This
the crop.
was the choice nugs that they pulled out of this segment. They filmed for an hour. They got a 5-minute and 29-second video of shit.
Terrible. This is. Really,
I want to see what got cut out.
No, I don't. Are you kidding me?
Damn.
This looks like something you'd never want a doctor to be like tapping on, telling
Didn't we
you
already
about.
do this?
Well, they do all the YouTube
Oh,
videos
they
now.
flash
do this.
forward it?
I
Okay.
I hate that. By the way, stop doing that on YouTube.
Yeah.
Stop doing that. I hate when people do that.
So yeah, it's like, and the mass has spread.
It's not, the news is not all bad. There's a couple of spots where you're cancer-free.
I think we're ready maybe for a snack.
Okay.
Carl!
Yo, hello. Today you have a variety of jerk beef sauce.
It's really nice that H3 showed up to do this for them. Like, give him a push. I mean, they dress like a mermaid, I guess.
Does
But
look like.
doesn't he? Yeah.
Can I just promote my Teddy Fresh really quick? It's fucking just disturbing to look at, man.
sausage sticks.
Venison, wild boar.
It's all organic, except for the plastic.
Elk. What would a merman eat?
Well, we usually come on land for venison. We like to hunt deer. Wild boar, we don't like it because some of us are kosher and halal.
Here,
venison.
try a piece.
I think a lot of you mermen are kosher and halal, mostly kosher.
Take a bite of venison.
We want to see how that goes for you.
How it smells.
It tastes just like a deer.
Oh. I'm gonna try the elk.
It's not. I mean, the answer to you is not. But again, you have to uncomfortably laugh. Because if you don't, the dead air eats your soul.
It is unbelievable to me how these just keep cranking this shit out, and it's show after show after show of, as I said earlier, profoundly unhappy people going.
You know,
we should do a whole show like that one day. Just try to do a whole ROTC.
Yeah, that's what's going down.
So Walmart announced they're no longer going to sell ammunition. And I think some other things. We'll read through this. But I want to make a point about this story. This is from the National Review. They say, Walmart's retreat on guns means woke capitalism is here to stay. Perhaps. Perhaps woke capitalism is here to stay. I read the segment before this was talking about the American flag now being a hate symbol. You can't even wave it at a soccer game. However, this I think is good news. Walmart is not a good thing. I do not like Walmart, but I do shop there. But I don't like it. See, Walmart has been notoriously accused of destroying small town business. You have a town with a bunch of small shops. You got a butcher shop, you got a shoe shop, you got a barber, you got an eye doctor. Then Walmart shows up and sells literally everything, and then all of these smaller businesses close down. It's been the subject of like Family Guy episodes and South Park episodes. The left has routinely railed on Walmart. Now they're cheering for Walmart. Yes, because Walmart has decided they won't sell ammunition anymore. And I think other guns too. I don't know. We'll read into it. But I think it's a good thing. You know why? The less Walmart sells, the more opportunity for small business. This means with Walmart no longer selling ammo, you're gonna see the rise of new businesses. Smaller gun shops are gonna now have an opportunity to compete and grow and expand. And that's good. Small business drives this country, and Walmart is not good. Now I will say, Walmart is good in some capacities. They're small towns that had very little access to a lot of products. Now they do because of Walmart. It's not all bad. And it is a lot easier and it saves time to be able to just go to one store. But in the end, there are good things and bad things about Walmart, and I lean towards it being negative. This gigantic conglomerate, corporate entity where they've got staff that they don't pay their staff enough, so their staff has to go on welfare. Not a fan. Not a fan. At least that's what I heard, in my opinion. Let's read this story. Before we get started, head over to timcast.com/donate if you would like to support my work. There's a PayPal option, a crypto option, and a physical address. But of course, just share this video. Why? Well, you know what? I don't care why you share the video. I'm just confused I'll say this. Share it because there are a lot of people on the left who normally rag on Walmart who are now praising Walmart, and I'm just so confused. Do you like the corporation or not? Do you like that the massive corporation destroyed all the small businesses and now can just snap their fingers and remove a product from a community? Think about it this way. Let's say you had all these stores. Let's say you have an eye doctor. Walmart appears. Walmart has eye doctors. Now all of a sudden, there's no more eye doctor in your neighborhood. Then Walmart says, we think glasses are the devil's work and we're no longer going to sell them. Now where do you go? The small business shut down. If Walmart decides to stop carrying a certain product, then you've got nothing left because they shut down the other business. Think about this. There are probably areas where gun shops closed because Walmart moved in. For real. And now that Walmart decided not to sell ammo, guess what? Those areas now likely don't have shops with ammo. You don't have, and look, there's gonna be a lot of people on the left laughing about it. Happy, good, guns are bad. Listen, man, I am never gonna cheer for a massive corporation shutting down an industry arbitrarily because they strangled out small business. We live in a crazy, crazy time, I'll tell you. Let's read. David French writes, My first job was selling guns at Walmart. I was a clerk in the sporting goods department at our local store in Georgetown, Kentucky. Georgetown was a much smaller place then. This was years before Toyota came to town, put an immense car plant in a field not far from my house, and started producing Camrys by the tens of thousands. The population was less than 10,000. Tobacco farms dotted the countryside, and Future Farmers of America was one of the largest clubs in my school. This was also an era when students would roll into class in the morning still wearing hunting camouflage, with their rifles in the trunks of their cars or mounted in their pickups. So when I started my work life selling guns, the only thing that was notable about my job was the wage, $3.70 per hour, a full 35 cents more than minimum wage. I can't tell you how many rifles, pistols, and handguns I sold during my brief Walmart career, and I'm gonna stop right here and say, David, I just don't care. So let's move on and talk about what's actually happening. He says, so I was more interested than most to read about Walmart's latest retreat from the firearms business. Responding to the recent string of mass shootings, including one in a Walmart store in El Paso, the company announced that it was ending sales of handgun ammunition and ammunition for AR-style rifles. The company's CEO also called for a debate on renewing an assault weapons ban and for strengthened background checks. Walmart had already largely stopped selling handguns and so-called assault weapons, and now a company born and bred in deep red America was decisively breaking with the culture that was
31.
indispensable in making Walmart the
Ding
mightiest
31,
retailer
some
in the land.
bitches.
I gotta do this, no matter what. Whenever they say assault weapons, I wanna make sure I clarify for anybody who doesn't know. The law states, the bills they're trying to pass, read it. A handgun is an assault weapon. Seriously, a handgun with like a Glock. That's an assault weapon. People seem to think it's like this full auto. No, it's basically any weapon. It's like, I'm sorry, any gun. Like every single gun. Yep, like 95 or more % of them. Woke capital is here to stay, and Walmart proves it. At first glance, Walmart's decision is mystifying. What's next? NASCAR going all Prius to save the planet? Even if you grant the reality that Walmart, actually, I don't see anything wrong with NASCAR going all Prius to save the planet. If NASCAR wants to implement a new technology to make a more environmentally conscious sport, I don't care about that. That's their choice. That's fine. And actually, it makes sense. It's just a sport, you know what I mean? And I think it does make sense for us to upgrade the technology of our sporting events. Not to sacrifice speed or anything. If they could, actually, don't electric cars have better torque? That'd be pretty cool, actually. Electric car racing? I'd imagine they could probably go faster, right? Maybe I'm wrong. Anyway, let's read. Even if you grant the reality that Walmart has grown far beyond its original red state base, why would the company want to alienate half their customer base? Hey, look, you can complain all day and night, but this is a huge hole in the market. So let's see if the free market can pick up the slack. How many people now are going to be laughing, saying, wow, you could open an ammo store right next to Walmart, right across the street, and you'd make bank. You'd get every single one of their customers who now can't buy from them. I would not be surprised if from this, you see literally just ammunition shops popping up. Walmart decimated small business. And now people need a product, and there's an opportunity when there's a hole in the market, and you produce it, you make the money. Like, look at my content, right? The way I view my channel is that it's like centrist commentary, and there's a huge hole in the market for that because of everyone becoming so hyper-partisan. So you take some milquetoast fence sitter, drop him in front of a camera, and then all of a sudden people are watching it. Look how great that is, right? You get conservatives who are tired of left-wing lies who like watching it, and you get liberals who are tired of, just conservative commentary, or I'm sorry, who don't get real liberal commentary. You have polarized content. And then finally people are like, it's a little bit better just to get something a little toned down, right? It was a hole in the market, and that's why Subverse did well, and it's why I do well. One of the reasons. I think so. Maybe I'm wrong. You tell me if I'm wrong. I don't know why you guys watch my stuff. But maybe that's the reason. I think that's my assessment. French goes on to say, that's old America-style thinking. This is new America. And new America is in the grips of profound negative polarization. He says that means that Americans who participate in politics are motivated more by distaste for the other side than they are by any particular affection for their own. Indeed, affection for politicians on your side is often dependent on the level of disgust they can display for your opposition. That is called virtue signaling.
Be careful.
In this new America, the calculus has changed. It used to be that if you spoke as a corporation, you risked alienating customers. Now you also risk alienating customers if you don't speak. No. You're wrong. You're wrong. These companies should shut up. They should shut up and mind their own business, and that's it. And ignore it. Ignore everything. My best advice, the best advice I've ever seen from PR companies, is say nothing, do nothing. People keep complaining about Walmart. Walmart, just don't say anything. People will forget and they'll move on. No, Walmart wanted to play that game. All of these woke companies wanted to play that game. And what did Gillette see? Gillette saw an $8 billion write-down because their social-focused ads failed. You should have shut up and sold face razors. Nobody cares about your opinion on masculinity, Gillette. You sell hair trimming products for men and women. So please, just tell me why it's gonna trim my beard and I'll buy it or I won't. But when you come to me and pander on politics, I don't care. Why is Walmart the arbiter of morality? I don't care. I'll tell you what, man. The one thing that is true is woke politics, woke corporation, woke capitalism is not, it's not gonna make any money. I'm sorry, it won't, okay? But I will say this, Walmart didn't take this decision lightly. I'd imagine they were probably looking at their ammunition sales thinking, who cares? Who cares? You think these companies make these decisions lightly? They probably go over every, number and say, what can we afford to lose? What will we gain? I'll tell you what though, they're not gonna gain any customers from this. They only risk losing customers, so I can't imagine why the hell they would do it. Not only are you gonna lose customers who wanna buy ammo, you're gonna lose customers who are offended that you did this. It just seems to not make any sense. But what do I know? Maybe the people working at Walmart have become ideologically woke. And now they think, hey, who cares about selling products people want? But I will end by saying this one thing. Any business that's gonna prioritize ideology over service, I can't imagine surviving in the long run. Now, Walmart has the advantage because they've dominated the industry. They've shut down small businesses and choked everybody out. But I don't know. If they keep going this path, imagine all of the ammunition shops that might start popping up. Imagine the gun shops that are local to these Walmarts that are now going to see an increase in profits, and they're going to start ordering more because Walmart isn't. I can't imagine capitalism can be taken down by ideology because in the end, if somebody wants something, they'll buy it. The laws don't stop the sale of guns and drugs. Prohibition, the law didn't stop it. If somebody wants it, capitalism finds a way. Anyway, thanks for hanging out.
Watch your back. What's on your mind? See you soon.
Well met. Safe travels.
Need help? Or the Alliance? You got my attention. See you soon.
Whoa.
I once heard from a nigga arguing for uncircumcision that it makes sex feel better.
Yeah, because your dickhead gets dragged across your fucking boxers or whatever, and it makes you.
But you know what that's code for? No one wants to suck your dick, and sex feels better. You come quicker. So you get an ugly dick, no one wants to suck, and you come quicker.
No, I don't think that's necessarily accurate.
Well, nigga, again, circumcised, your dick does look bigger. Why do you think all the Asians do it? They're trying to get every millimeter they can.
With experience, I think with experience, you get better at lasting, you know? You're not just going to put it in and blow your fucking load right away. If you're, well, I'm 36. It's just, you know.
So, like, when you pee, do you got to, like, pull your dick back to pee? You just can't pee?
No, usually, like, my foreskin's hanging off of, like, the head of my dick, kind of like a hoodie, like...
Ew,
like
so weird.
Like, you know, when you wear...
Why? Why, nigga? Cut that shit out, nigga. What are you doing, dude?
Too late. It's too late.
Not too late. Sam Roberts did it when he was, like, fucking 40.
Yeah, because he's a homosexual. You clean your
Kyle,
dick every
you
day.
realize the circumcised lot have lost all the sensations? Well, yeah, that's why every porn you watch is with an uncircumcised dick, because we can fuck properly. We don't come in 2 seconds, and our dicks don't look weird.
These are all myths, man. These are all myths.
Your dick looks weird, dude.
When you get a hard on, the fucking foreskin barely looks like it's there. Your fucking dick pops out, like the fucking dickhead pops out. It barely looks like.
Wait. You just admitted you got a small dick. There's a British porn star with a circumcised dick. When he's fully hard, it looks uncircumcised. So the fact that yours is like barely, you're not that big.
I got a big fat fucking cock. I don't give a fuck what anybody says.
Nigga, it's the 21st century. Science says get circumcised. What are you doing?
No, it doesn't actually. Science fucking negates all of that.
Yes, it
You
does.
know where circumcision comes from? It comes from fucking. I think either it comes from the Middle East, right?
It
Like,
comes
look
from
at
making your dick better. That's what it comes from. So you don't get a little weird, shrinky, weirdo-looking dick.
I would never come on here and lie, okay?
Nigga, real talk. If you don't shower for like a week, does like lint collect in your above your dick hole and shit?
Why would you not shower?
But I'm just saying if you didn't, like there'd be like dick cheese and like and shit.
Yeah, you would get smegma and probably syphilis.
What the fuck? By the way, you niggas probably get wait. You niggas probably get more diseases because they can live within the realm of your fucking dick cheese extra skin, right?
Yo, dude, I wash my dick twice a day, man.
I know you do, nigga.
That was interesting.
That's what you wanted, right? Nicky with that foreign nigga. Little do they know I got the pesos. Yeah. Little do they know I got to say so. Yeah. Little do they know I give a fuck about a trick. Little do they know I came from nothing to rich. I hear them screaming, run.
It's free for all the
In
time.
the Tang household, we were
They don't
blasting, but in Eric's household, everybody was just butt naked.
Somebody has to say it.
Thank you. Okay. Well,
Okay, I feel like you should have sat on that one a little longer
Hey,
at the right
look.
moment. I love that bite so much.
Yeah, no, it was a banger. At least we got it out of the way.
Follows the Destano family. The only we got.
Say. What do you guys want to do?
Cute. Out with a seltzer. So.
Well, also the shitty thing
Wow.
is they sell them in variety packs. I mean, you could get one, but the
say like we're fine with the parody as long as it breaks out into and feels.
Okay, how about not that? How about we go try to find this? These mobs are really spaced out. This area must be heavily farmed. Let's look at this map. Let's look at my radar. I'll start heading over to the east. I gotta do jungle remedy anyways. Alright, I'm level 31. I got that necklace in the bank. I gotta go there.
We need to go back in time and pick up some of the moral aspect of society that we used to live by. We need that. That's what's wrong now. We don't have it anymore.
Well, I agree with that. I agree with that. Let me tell you one thing we used to have that we don't have, and that is we used to have a much flatter income distribution in this country.
Oh,
what has
shit.
happened in the country is that
income
we
inequality.
now have 4 cities in the world that have approximately the same gap between rich and poor, and they are New York, Los Angeles, Rio de Janeiro, and Calcutta. That's what's happened to this country, and it's a terrible tragedy. And that yawning gap between rich and poor that is, we haven't had it since the days of the old robber barons before the turn of the century. We haven't been running gaps. Those are third world type gaps that we're running right now. And when people get nostalgic for the old days and the 50s and all this, I say fine. The one thing we should bring back from the 50s is a much narrower gap between the richest and the poorest among us.
You know, yeah.
Well, for one thing, I'd like to say is that I'm not that old, so I'm not getting nostalgic. But, I mean, what you're saying is that if I want to vote against that way, that I subscribe to the views of the authors of that book. And I'm not saying that I feel that black people are inferior, but what I'm saying is that maybe that we all just need to work a little bit harder. It doesn't necessarily mean by me voting that way that I'm subscribing to their views. And then you also said that if I want to vote that way, that's my choice, and I can go back and, go back to the state which you feel is a lot worse. But I mean, so then if I don't feel the way you feel, then I'm automatically subscribing to that view, that your view that we will be returning to a state that is worse off than we are right now.
Well, I have to say that I would not feel that I was doing what I should be doing if I didn't point out, as I have in these 4 sessions, what at least a lot of us believe is really going on with this effort. We think it's an assault on the Civil Rights Act. We think it's racially driven, at least in some measure.
You guys are
we think
fucking
it's
racialists.
driven by people who already control disproportionate benefits in the economy and are trying to stamp on the fingers of African Americans who are climbing up the ladder. We don't think it's a pretty picture. And when you say to me, are you trying to make me wrong for voting for this initiative? I can't make you wrong. You have to make up your mind. But I wouldn't be participating in a dialogue between us if I didn't tell you that, yes, I think it's wrong. I think to cooperate with this initiative is a very bad and foolish thing for anybody of any color in this country to do. It's a divisive, bad measure that's going to put us on a backward trend, and it's going to be a very, very dangerous development.
There are many blacks, rich and poor, or middle class, or whatever, who is against affirmative action. What do you think about them?
Pardon me?
There are many blacks who are against affirmative action. Poor and rich and middle class. They are against affirmative action. They will vote against it. What do you think about their mindset?
Well, I would hope...
Are we taking a break? Okay, hold that thought. We'll take a break, and when we come back, all right? We'll be back in a moment.
It's electric! Bond, the brotherhood organization of a new destiny. Rebuilding the family by rebuilding the man. Call us toll free. 1-800.
Oh my God, this is so fucking
That's
old.
1-800-411-BOND.
Okay, we are back, and we're going to talk about what's going to happen with this whole affirmative action issue.
Sarah?
I asked Molly during the break,
Sarah.
would she come over to our side now that she knows that there are blacks who are against it? But she said no? You
No,
won't come
I
over?
won't do that.
Okay. What do you think about those blacks who are against affirmative action? They don't want it.
Well, I would hope that we're pretty early in the process of talking about affirmative action. And I would hope that as we discussed what it really is and what it really does, a lot of African Americans who might have started out thinking that, yeah, I'm against that, would actually, upon reflection, see that it is a very important thing, that it isn't something that is destroying their character or disgracing them or anything. It is something that basically gives African Americans some credit for what they've been up against for a long time and what they've been really heroic fighting all this time, and that is an only incomplete, only minuscule and tiny
He's got this.
corrective
I'm watching this interview
to what
here.
they remain
This
up
guy's
against
interviewing
in
this
their daily lives all the
NAACP
time.
lawyer from
It doesn't
1995.
sap their
So this is
strength,
like
it just
20
helps
years
a
old.
little bit lighten
Making the
load.
exact same arguments they do
understand
today.
that, but I have to tell
Income
you, they don't want it.
inequality is so horrible.
Black people discriminate against each other more than whites discriminate against blacks. And if you could do something about that, then we appreciate it. But we hate each other more so than white people hate us. So that's what needs to be dealt with. Can you get a law for that? Or? Yes, ma'am.
I wanted to ask you, do you have children?
I do.
If you found yourself maybe in another country or somewhere where your child had to go to school and he was maybe in a black community, to say he's in a black community, he's the only white person, and he comes home every day and says they don't like me and they're picking on me, the teacher doesn't like me, and she's not, giving me the best grades because of that. Would you go in and try to legislate things to be differently, or would you tell him to work harder and try to be better at it?
Let me try to imagine the situation. Child is having these problems. Well, all right. I'm there. I've moved there. I'm going to be there for the rest of my life. And my child is going to grow up a citizen of that country and have to make his way in that country, right? That's what you're saying? Then he has to stay there. He has to stay there, and he has to work hard, and he has to overcome.
And he has to overcome.
He
and
does.
This is what we're saying. We're saying we will overcome, and we will be better off for it. And what you're saying, I would not teach my child to do. I would not teach my child to, well, I'll go in and help you out, because it won't make them better. They need to fight their own battles.
Well,
that's what we're saying here.
I am extremely supportive of this attitude that I've heard so much of in the last 4 sessions that we've had, because this care and concern for the children, this not wanting to coddle and pamper the children, this idea that this whole idea that we have to be strong. It is exactly this heart and soul of the black community that has put the black community where it is, and it's something that the black community should be so proud of.
And the areas where it's broken down is where we have, as a society, broken down also. Where we haven't been strong, we have broken down as a society.
I agree that there are gaps in that not everybody's able to reach the high standard that many African Americans set for strength. I certainly agree with that. But all I'm saying, and I wish that I could just bridge the gap, because we're not really saying such different things. All I'm saying is you don't really have to worry that the kind of things that white people are trying to do with a few civil rights laws and a little bit of an extra, you got a heavy hand here and somebody's just trying to put a little hand here. They can't ever bring that scale together. Hopefully in the future they will, but
the other one I
in
can
the near
actually sit
term
on
they're never going to get it.
Foam pads.
Even.
I was sitting
and
on
the
those.
idea that I hear so much fear that, well, we can't take anything, because if we take anything, it'll make us weak.
It's not fear. It's not fear. But what we are saying is because you've done all these things, we have not come together as a people to take care of each other, because if we had come together as a people, we would never have needed any of your handouts. And if we were lacking anything, we would have come together and found our resources among ourselves and come to you from an economic base and fight our battles that way. We can come to you as a strong economic base and say we want our civil rights, or we want to be in this industry, and that way you would have more respect for us. That way, the way we're doing it now, you don't have respect.
Well, one of the things that always happens when you get sort of Afrocentric or Black power-centered organizing principles is that white people respond incredibly positive by and large. White people just love to hear that those black people, are not going to bother us. They don't want anything from us. They're all going to go away. They're not going to want to go to our schools. They're not going to want to live in our neighborhoods.
Do you understand we were in the middle of a 17th level dungeon?
White people. Now,
At the real
I know
top.
we've all noticed I'm a white person. That's what I bring. I've lived in that part of our country my whole life, and I
Really?
am
Whoa.
bringing to this dialogue my experience of the other side of this, which is too much selfishness, too much bigotry, too much exclusion, and I'm trying to get the word out to my community that you guys are being piggy. You're being mean-spirited and piggy, and you ought to stop it. This is a great group of people, and you should stop whining because they happen to be making some progress. Part of me thinks that people are upset because black people are strong, and it's really not fair.
The reason white people are upset because we're still begging and whining and whipping and wanting special treatment. That's why they're upset.
I do not think most black people are doing that. Well,
they are.
Look, the press in this country will go and put a mic in the face of any black person who wants to whine and complain and act outrageous. It is a disproportionate amount of attention goes to poor welfare mothers and dysfunctional drug addicts and all kinds of underclass phenomenon over here, and then a lot of very angry kind of politicization over here. The picture that people get is completely distorted.
Is that like a first past the post thing, or is that for everybody?
I mean, that is one of the problems all of us, white and black, have in understanding each other. White people are acting on really bad information about what black people are about right now. And so some of their behavior can be excused by the fact that they have very bad information. On the other hand, it's white reporters, it's white press. We have got to get to where more people understand what is going on with most black people in this country. I was at a meeting about affirmative action just last night where a guy said about affirmative action, well, I don't think we can do anything about this, white guy, political meeting. I don't think that we can support this initiative, oppose this initiative. I think this thing is going to pass because basically, you turn on the television, it's just a lot of black people robbing and stealing.
No, that'd be great.
And they're just criminals and violent. And I think most white people, they just figure that who wants to help those people? They're just not anybody you'd want to help.
If I had been there at that meeting, I would say, right on, you're absolutely
Well,
correct.
that is ridiculous. That's absolutely ridiculous. That is so hostile so hostile to black people. That's so unfair.
What did he say?
Kids are robbing and stealing and taking advantage of because, first of all, they have a failing home. The parents are not there. And as a result, the government, affirmative action is given to them so they never have to develop their own self themselves. They're out there tearing everything down because life is made easy for them. That's why they're doing it.
Well, exactly what proportion of black kids do you think are robbing and stealing?
Too many.
Well, what do you think what do you think it is?
If it's
do you just give me a number, please?
If it's one, that's too many.
Well, of course one's too many, but tell me what you think the percentage is.
It doesn't matter. Too many.
Well,
look, all the major inner cities is happening.
Well, look. The fact of the matter is that black crime, people are finally waking up to the fact that black crime is not significantly disproportional to black poverty. If you have 3 times the poverty rate, you have 3 times the crime rate. And so this whole idea that black people are somehow hardwired to be criminal, which is sort of what myth goes on.
They are, because of the felon of the family.
That's ridiculous.
Real quick, and then I want to ask what's going to happen with this whole affirmative action issue.
Oh my fucking God, Jesse Lee Peterson's a riot,
She's
man.
treating black men as they're so inferior.
Yeah.
Like, they cannot get anywhere without you. I think it's an ego trip of the government. They want men to be supportive, and therefore they cannot find themselves within and the God within and to be strong. So it's all it's an ego thing where, we're helping, any liberal, we're helping these poor old black men. They cannot get anywhere without us. And it's an ego trip for them, and they keep.
You know why? Because we act that way.
Exactly.
We let
exactly.
it happen.
So yes, exactly.
What's going to happen with affirmative action? This whole whole issue. Will we vote it out, or what's going to happen, you think?
Oh, God.
Well, I think that people who think it's an easy one, that it's going to win very
Still getting
easily,
followers.
are wrong. And I seem to be joined in that assessment by William Crystal, who's one of the chief strategists for the Republican Party. The women who are greatly affected by this have not been heard from. It's still very early in the process. We've only begun the educational process, and it's very, I think right now everybody thinks it's more of a winner for the proponents than it really is going to turn out to be.
I have to say in closing, I hope that it is a winner for the proponents. And we, Bond is a nonprofit organization. We have about 3,000 members now, and hopefully we can encourage women and men, black and white, to come together and finally get rid of this stuff and start living as true Americans. I do appreciate you coming on. You've been a very good sport tonight. I appreciate it. I really do.
I know we can find a way. I know we can find a way. I know we can find a way to stand up, stand up, stand up. I know we can find.
Who is your baby daddy? Nick is here.
Hey,
Nick
y'all.
is my producer. And Nick, you found some, it's Manhood Hour, so you found a couple of Facebook questions for me?
These two, I got two little responses I want you to respond to. All right, so.
They said JLP, respond to these women.
Yeah, this
Okay.
prompted me. I wanted you to really clarify your thoughts on these. So these two women.
So let me just say.
Yes.
Introduce it to the folks so they know.
Sure.
There was, at some point, we were talking about men getting married. I said that a man should never marry an educated woman because educated women don't make for good wives and good mothers, and they're on an ego trip, and they're in contest with the men. They're trying to be better than the men, right? And that's why they go off to work. That's why they try to play the man's role, because they've been educated away from being a decent woman, a decent mother, a decent child. So if a man wants a real family, he should not marry a woman with a degree, educated women.
Ooh.
And so these responses are to that, right?
Yeah, these two women. Well, I'll let you react. Julie Kagan on Facebook says, "Could you sound any dumber with your comments about educated women? I bet you can, actually. We're proud to be more educated than you, you small little man."
What's small about me? You see my hands?
And Tammy Toohey.
Remember Trump said,
"Oh yeah."
In that debate, look at his hands.
Yeah.
They were saying
I forgot what he said, but
they said that he was small.
Yeah.
But this woman, Julie, just proved my point. She said, "Could you sound any dumber with your comments about educated women? I bet you actually can. We're proud to be more educated than you." See, I told you they're on an ego trip. She's proud to be educated, and being educated, there's nothing to be proud about. It really isn't. It's it builds the ego, especially with women. It builds their egos, and they really believe that they can be better and are better than men. And so that's why these men who are marrying these so-called educated women, they're turning their husbands into housewives. You know, they make them stay home, they make them babysit, they make them cook, they make them clean, they make them be the woman, and then when the woman come home, the man is stressed out. and complaining just like the woman. But a real woman would not be on an ego trip. She would be happy to be a wife and a mother, and she would love the fact that her husband is the head of her because she loves the order of God. But these educated women are not like that. I would never, unless she's been born again, never marry an educated woman. You're marrying Satan's daughter, and you're gonna catch pure hell.
Everyone's just posting laughing, crying emojis.
What race you are, where you from, Mommy Africa, Mexico.
I got
Mamma
664 likes.
I would still not marry an educated woman, man. You're gonna catch nothing but hell.
I'm still getting followers right now.
Stay home with the children. They're gonna want to work and be just like
my
a man.
follower
That
count's not
never will
updating.
work. But anyway, thank you, Julie.
Like Sean Duffy's wife. I don't even know if she's educated. I don't know.
Who is Sean Duffy?
That guy you were
Oh my
talking about.
God.
You brought him up. He's like leaving.
If my hands speak for themselves, Julie Kagan. Huh?
Speaking of educated women, it's funny because you bring it up. I was talking to a friend.
Oh God, can I make the boat? Oh fuck!
And she was telling me how.
Sarah, there's the boat. Right there. I gotta get to it. Come on. Get on the boat.
They walk around and they constantly are trying to inspire you to get more degrees.
Oh God.
Business and do all
Oh
these
God.
things. But they're not realizing
Oh
that
God.
it's set up against women. It's like they're constantly trying to inspire you to do
Woo.
more and more and more.
Where's this go?
And you're just inspired, and now you just ended up, now you're the boss. Then you have no family.
Yeah.
Let's go to Ratchet.
You hate your life. So it's like it's set up against women. If they're not, and if they don't see it, then they're just succumbing to what the system is doing.
Absolutely. It's the natural nature of a woman is to want to be married, to want to have a family, because one of the greatest jobs that a woman can do is to raise noble kids.
True.
And those kids got to represent that family. And when mothers see their children living right, loving what's right, doing the right thing, I mean, they are thankful to God. And most of these educated women, not all, but most of them, they don't even like God.
Mm-hmm.
They may read about him, but they don't care about God.
That was amazing. Sarah, YouTube's got this introducing fashion shit. Hungry. Feel bad for you. I shouldn't feel bad for you. Okay. I don't feel bad for you now that you're hungry. The official podcast is out. Oh, is that where you were? Spielberg's Guide to Driving Etiquette.
No matter how broke I was, I never drove a car like that. At some point, you just gotta take out the credit card and get the fucking back bumper fixed. You don't accept it. The second you reattach the license plate, you just accept it. That's like you put on some pounds, and rather than eating a salad, you buy the next size up pants, right? You just accepted the fact that you're slowly gonna become a fat fuck. These fucking people with their bumpers and their cunt bellies, I've just had it. There it is, Ribs USA. I should probably shut the car off. Global warming and all. I'm in Indianapolis, Indiana, home of the whining ass Indianapolis Colts. Oh, they cheated. They took a cunt hair out of the ball. That's why we lost by 35. Unbelievable. And this is what I love about Jim Irsay. That bitching made it stick, and he works right there. Hey, Jimmy! He's probably still up from last night, if you know what I mean. Anyways, we're gonna be going over to the Indianapolis Motor Speedway, the Indy 500. Oh, that's what Indianapolis is home of, the Motor Speedway. This old woman smoking cigarettes. Is that a guy? No, it's a woman. I love the Midwest. They haven't seen a Surgeon General's report in their entire life. They don't give a fuck. Fucking smoking cigarettes with some raw red meat in their front shirt pocket. Look at this cop, he's smiling. I like Indianapolis. This guy's got a shovel. Oh, he's filling up the potholes. Man, they got money out here, huh? You'd never see that in LA. Oh, I see what they're doing. The Indy 500's here, so they're filling up the potholes. They're making it look good. All right, so right now we're on our way to the Indianapolis Motor Speedway, home of the Indianapolis 500, which is going to be going down this Memorial Day weekend. What's amazing about this speedway is when you first see it, you cannot fucking believe how big it is. Because you forget that it has to be big enough that people could be driving 200 miles an hour. So we're going to meet one of the drivers who's going to take me out on the track. I know who you're thinking. Who's going to drive you around, Bill? Rick Mears? Gordon Johncock? AJ Foyt? No. None of those.
These are pretty cool.
And we're live. Hello, Steve. Yeah, that's the Kanye one. That's the most recent. That's this guy Plasticell, Fong Tran. He creates all these. He hand paints each one.
They're really nice.
Yeah, he sculpts it
Very
and
nice.
then he makes like a mold. And
Yeah.
then he's got a bunch of dope ones. It's all on his line. And you got a book, bro.
I do.
Color of Noise.
Oh, he's selling
Really
a book.
Color of Noise, yeah.
What's this about?
It's my memoir. It's talks about the beginnings. It goes through my process. It goes through a lot of different things. I mean, at the end of the day, it's memoir. So it's more about, it's less about what's happening now and more about like how I got there, you know, like the story and different piecemeal stories that are thematic and, you know, with this overarching idea of blue, which is like the different shades of blue of my life. It's my favorite color. And actually my last name means blue tree.
Really?
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh,
so it's like
shit.
there's a lot of synergy with the color. So when I was coming up with the idea to name the book, you know, I had to think of like, you know, something that relates throughout my whole life. So there's so many different shades, emotions, feelings that are represented in all these different stories.
Have you always been a writer?
I'm like I guess like a piecemeal writer, you know. I needed help finishing this book. There's no doubt about it. I had so much. It's like
needed help,
you know, because I'm still like, you know, of the pen and paper still, you know, like I grew up before computers and all that stuff. When I was writing lyrics for my bands, it was always like a notepad. So I had just so many different stories. I didn't know how to put it all together. I started the inception of writing, you know, these different stories of my life 6 years ago. And then I shot a documentary for Netflix and we dropped it it's called I'll Sleep When I'm Dead. We dropped it 4 years ago, 2015, 2016, I think. And after I saw the reception and how people responded to the doc, then I knew that, like, you know, this is really going to take shape. This is going to be front and center, is finishing and writing a proper memoir.
So the idea of writing a memoir is only the idea of writing about yourself.
I have scribbles of stuff everywhere, you know, but then I made it, like, at the end of the day, for organizational purposes, it's just got to go in, like, I got to put it in a computer.
Yeah.
You know, but this is my own therapy. You know, as you could say, it's like, it is putting all these stories and these memories and the feelings and the emotions and the hardships or whatever it might be, you know. It's like, I think the hardest part is like picking the right ones, you know, at the end of the day.
When you've put all this stuff together and you spend so much time on this, do you find that the process of that in any way enhances your music?
Yes, it does, because, I mean, when I think about, first of all, when I think about the process of making music, I think about it very similar to what you're doing when you write for your comedy skits, and you're efficient. You're like, okay, this is going to work because I'm going to be able to share it this way. You're not just writing your thoughts down, right? So like when I'm in the studio, I'm very efficient. You know, I'm going, I'm going to make a club banger just for the festival so the crowds go crazy. And it's less about the emotional message. You know, with this, being able to talk about that side, that adds that other layer that I'm seeing now more than ever in the last like 3-4 years, when I started making songs with lyrics that actually, I've seen the fans come out in droves saying how much it's gotten them through hard times because the lyrics were able to speak to them a certain way. So and that's the essence of collaboration at the end of the day, working with songwriters and singers and being able to be pulled in that direction is incredible as an artist, instead of just having like, all right, we're making this record to make everyone go crazy, even though essentially electronic dance music is all about the music.
Yeah.
It's not about, the touching lyrics. They might be like the flavoring on top, but the foundation is all about the beat, But now it's like about mixing both worlds as much as possible. Because at the end of the day, when you think about my shows, it's a very full-on experience. Like when I put on a show,
full-on.
I'm trying to compound all the senses. I want it to be entertaining as hell. I want it to be fun, engaging. I want you to leave knowing that you saw a Steve Aoki show. So that's why I try to do different, unique things. Like I cake people. I don't know if you know this, but I cake people at my shows.
Cake them? Like you hit them in the head with cakes?
Yeah, I would say the head, but yeah. But this is all consensual, by the way. So I'll give you a little story of this. So, I think as you are on the stage all the time, you want to make your skits, you want to make your everything that you do unique to Joe Rogan. You don't want to be like, oh yeah, he's a copy of this person. No one wants to be that, So I'm thinking like, what am I going to do that's going to be unique and different, engaging? Hey, ho, like everyone's doing that. Everyone sit down, everyone jump. So, I'm like, your brain's always thinking. So I got an idea after a song that I released on my label. I have my own label. And we released this artist where the video was cakes exploding in people's faces. Super slow motion, high def, really beautiful. And then I was like, you know what? I'm going to go to a bakery. I'm going to buy a cake, scribble like the song on the top of the cake, and let's just see what happens. It'll be a funny little thing, And I brought this is 2011, mind you. So this is 7 years or however long ago that was, a long time ago. Do the math. Anyway, so it was a long time ago. And I walked around the front of the stage, and one of the kids in the front, one of the guys up front was just like, why is he walking around the front? Like, am I supposed to like grab it? And then he just starts pointing at his face, and then all his friends around him are pointing at him, and the whole place was just staring and waiting and watching and wondering what the hell's going to happen. So I caked him. We filmed it before. This is pre-Instagram. Put it up on YouTube. It's like, I got to do this every show. This is incredible. And then 6 months later, people started coming out with cake me signs. 6 years later.
Look at this.
Okay, here we go. So 6 years later, like I think I've caked over 15,000 people now.
Oh my God. Jeez, look at her go crazy. You hit it right in the mug too, dude. Perfect shot.
I'll tell you, I mean, it's just practice makes perfect,
Yeah, you've thrown 15,000 cakes. I get you get a feel for it. Look at her. She's dancing.
Yeah.
Wiping it up. Let me see one more time.
This is like, that was ultra.
Boom! Oh my goodness.
We have a cake rider. We have very specific cakes that are, at our show. You have it's like a special Aoki cake.
What is in it?
The strange thing is there's like not as much cake as you would think. It's just like frosting. It just explodes everywhere.
So it's less bread.
Yes. So like less carbs, more sugar. Well, if you're diabetic, just get out of the front row, please.
What a crazy thing for people to enjoy too. Getting caked in the face.
Yeah,
that lady was having a good fucking time.
That's the most important thing at the end of the day is like
Look
my
at
shows.
This cake me with a bullseye.
Okay, this is very normal for me to see. Like in some cases there's like 50 people with signs up.
That is so crazy. Look at that cake face. The one in the upper. Oh, I want cake in my face.
Yeah, I mean, it's just it's a signature part of the show. It's fun. It's exciting.
Dude, I need to go to one of your shows because everybody that I know that's been says it's a wild experience. It's not just music. It's just there's something like you're doing something transformative. You know that people come out of there. They're just like, whoo, they're buzzing.
Yeah,
they're
yeah.
flying.
That's the goal, you know. And if I feel like I'm doing that, if I feel like I'm really having this impact, then I go. That's why I end up doing like so many shows because on average, I'm doing about 250 shows around the world every year.
That is so crazy.
And I do this.
Damn.
I've done this consistently for over 12 years. So it's not like an artist that just drops an album and then they tour like around the world for a year or two. Like I'm on a worldwide tour, you know, every single year.
Is that sustainable? How's your body holding up? I know you work out a lot. I know you're really into health and wellness and all that stuff.
On this like bender, like, you know, reading books on anti-aging, and then, you know, I'm really a big sci-fi nut. So if anything, I love living between the world of science fiction and science fact and finding out in
some way, shape, or form recreate his father and have some sort of a reasonable facsimile, some sort of
like a way to communicate with his
dad. Like actually have with all the memories that he has of his father, all the video and images, and actually recreate his father.
Yeah, no, he's like the top of my list, just to, you know, be in his presence. But I think it would be very exciting to try to do a song with Elon Musk.
I'll ask him. Well, after the podcast,
That'd be
send
great.
him a text message.
Yeah.
So he's probably busy.
Yeah. I could always make it as easy as possible.
Yeah, just go to SpaceX or Tesla or wherever
Yeah.
you're at. Oh. So what in particular are you doing with this Brain Foundation?
I mean, I think one of the most important things is be a better artist.
Well, it obviously worked, right? But what was the first sound that you made after a month? What was the first word?
I'll tell you something that's really interesting. I know now to do the most hygienic sneeze that you can possibly do.
Tell us.
Because now I can sneeze with no visible vapor residue. Because you know when people sneeze, they see these videos. It's like this cloud of trillions of bacteria floating in the air.
Yeah.
Of course, if you do that to me, you'll probably see some vapor, but you don't feel it on your hand. If you sneeze and it's all like gunky, and you know it happens sometimes, right?
Yeah.
Well, now I can sneeze because I'm not using my vocal cords. So as I sneeze, I blow out really hard because I had no choice. I couldn't cough. I couldn't actually use a vocal cord after the surgery.
So what if you had to cough?
So I'll be like,
whoa.
So when I sneeze like that. I go, so if you do that,
So
if you
that's
do
how
that
you do
kind
it
of
now?
sneeze, what's that?
That's how you do it right
That's
now?
how I sneeze.
I almost want to get some dust. See if you sneeze.
Yeah, like if you could make me sneeze, I will show you, and then yeah, basically.
So you just breathe out.
Yeah, it's the cleanest sneeze you could possibly do. Yeah, so that's one very important thing I learned through this whole. But the first sound, I mean, I don't remember.
You scared to say a word? Like when the
Yeah.
30 days was up.
Yeah. It's probably just, you know. Also whispering is really bad.
Whispering's bad, like that.
Yeah, like whispering like this. Yeah. So whispering is not good for your vocal cords. You think it's like gentler on them, but from what I was told, to not whisper.
Don't whisper.
So I literally was texting all the time for, until I had to make that,
You probably developed some fucking lightning fast thumbs. Because you wanted to get things out. Like, that's what you did most of the time? Just text people?
It's called text to talk when I was in my meetings, because, I run various different, businesses, and I have to, be on calls. So I'm like texting to talk, and I was
Stephen Hawking.
Yeah, yeah. But so if you go back to him,
Here is the agenda for today.
Yes.
They apparently wanted to give him a better voice, and he didn't want it.
Yeah,
They
he's
wanted
like,
to give
I
him
like
a
that.
smoother, more Siri-like voice.
Yeah.
Sorry, I didn't understand that. Siri, you can get Siri in a nice English voice, lady voice. He was not interested. He likes that. He liked while he was alive that weird, rough computer voice.
From what I heard about him, his sense of humor was very funny, and he's just a very sarcastic guy.
He seemed like a really interesting guy.
Yeah.
Who also really likes strip clubs. Did you know that?
No, I did not.
Yeah, Eric Weinstein told me about that. Remember? See, but there was a really interesting article written about him that he would love to get wheeled into a strip club. He enjoyed it. He liked being there. But I guess that completely makes sense. If you lost control of your body, but you still were attracted to women, you still found them amazing, you'd want to see them naked dancing in front of you. And it's like,
it makes total sense.
Yeah.
You know? Yeah. Because you want, like, I mean, exactly. You can't get it, but you can at least be there.
Yeah. What do you got, Jamie? There it is. Acclaimed physicist Hawking, a regular at California strip joint. He's a regular.
Wow.
It's hilarious.
That's
Look at
pretty
him.
awesome.
Make it rain.
I am proud to say that I saw him speak when I was in college.
Oh, wow. No kidding.
Yeah.
Look at him with all the strippers. Holla. Stephen Hawking's go to strip clubs. Look at him. That's amazing. Look at his smile. He looks so happy. He looks so happy. Who are we to hate?
Absolutely.
Yeah. I would imagine that would be a very trying 30 days. So when it was over, was your voice normal? Did it come back? It
was different, but I was warned that it would sound a little different.
Like you sound different now than you sounded before the operation.
I'm used to what I sound like now, so I almost forgot what I sounded like before. But I think maybe a semitone differently. You know,
he's just doing Fortnite dances.
But you know, it's like you just get used to the new you. Like if I was gonna be half cyborg, half man, I'd probably just be like, okay, this is me. You know, like you just get to that when you've situated in that.
The half cyborg thing is going to be really weird when people start replacing legs. Because I think if you could develop a leg like a cybernetic